Welcome back to English from A to Z, English in real life. Today, we are diving deep into one of the toughest, most frustrating sounds for pretty much everyone learning the language, the American R. You know what I'm talking about. You try to say words like world or girl, and it feels like your tongue is trying to tie itself into a knot. It's a struggle. But what if I told you the secret to a perfect R has almost nothing to do with curling your tongue? So, really, why is this one sound so incredibly hard? It's a question millions of us ask. You listen to native speakers, you practice over and over, you try to mimic what you hear, but it just doesn't sound quite right, does it? It's like there's some secret piece of the puzzle that nobody ever told you about. Well, guess what? You're absolutely right. There is. And here it is. This is the missing piece. The reason the R is so difficult isn't about you or your ability to learn. It's a fundamental mismatch. You're trying to make this American sound using the default settings, the muscle memory, from your own native language. It really is like trying to fit a circle into a square. Or maybe trying to play a complex video game with the wrong controller. You're fighting the system at every single turn. Today, we're going to hand you the right controller. Okay, here's our game plan. First, we're going to pull back the curtain on the real secret of the R sound. Then I'll walk you through a brand new 3-step process to build it from the ground up. We'll cover the common mistakes to avoid, then level up to master R-colored vowels. And finally, we'll look at how the R sneakily changes all the other sounds around it. Let's do this. So, you ready for the big reveal? I'm telling you, this isn't just another pronunciation tip. This is a whole new way of thinking about how you make sounds in English. It's a fundamental shift. The key concept, the absolute foundation for everything, is this idea of mouth posture. Just think of it as your mouth's default setting, or its home base. Every single language has one. It's the natural, relaxed position your tongue and lips just return to without you thinking about it. And American English, well, it has its own unique posture, and the R sound is built directly on top of that foundation. If you don't start from the right base, getting the R is going to be next to impossible. Let me break it down. The center of gravity for American English is this very relaxed sound. The R isn't some brand new sound you make out of thin air. No, it's actually a modification of that sound. You start with and then by tensing the middle of your tongue, bracing it against your top teeth, the R literally takes over. It hijacks that center of gravity and changes the whole dynamic inside your mouth. Okay, theory is one thing, but let's actually get our hands dirty. Or, I guess our tongues dirty? Anyway, I'm going to show you exactly how to build a perfect American R with a really simple 3-step process. First things first, we got to find our starting point. We're going to call this step 0. I want you to forget about the R sound for just a second. Just relax your mouth and make a simple, neutral sound. Just like that. This right here, this is your home base. Every single thing we do next is going to build from this exact position. All right, you ready? Here comes the magic. Starting from that relaxed position. Step 1, tense up the middle sides of your tongue. I want you to feel them push out and press against your upper teeth, your molars. You feel that? Good. Step 2, squeeze the front middle part of your tongue inward, like you're tightening a muscle there. And now for the final step, step 3, tighten and bunch up the back middle of your tongue. As you do that, you'll feel it. The sound magically transforms into a perfect See? It's all happening in the middle of the tongue. Now, I know what you're thinking. Wait, what about curling the tip of my tongue? Every teacher told me to curl my tongue. Well, I want you to forget everything you heard about that, because the tip of your tongue, it literally does not matter. Seriously. Whether you curl it back, which is called retroflex, or you just keep it down and bunched, both are 100% correct. All the magic, all the real work is happening in the middle. Realizing this is a total game changer. Knowing what to do is only half the battle. The other half is knowing what not to do. So let's talk about the common traps people fall into because understanding these will help you fix your own mistakes when you practice. Okay, so be on the lookout for these classic mistakes. People try to raise their entire tongue or they push it forward. Sometimes they get the middle way too high, use way too much tension everywhere, or they close their jaw to try and force the tongue up. You'll notice they all have one thing in common. They involve using the wrong muscles and forgetting that base. The real key is to relax everything except for that middle part of your tongue. All right, so once you've got that basic R sound down, it's time to level up and put it to work inside of actual words. And this is where things get really cool with what we call R-colored vowels. So to really get a handle on R-colored vowels, we need to talk about this pro-level concept called preloading. It's something native speakers do all the time without even thinking about it. All it means is that your mouth is already getting into position for the next sound while you're still making the current sound. It's what makes speech sound smooth and connected instead of, choppy. But here's the good news. You don't have to learn a million different combinations. You really only need to focus on 4 main targets to pretty much master this whole thing. We've got R, like in car, ear, as in fear, air, like in chair, and or, as in for. I'm telling you, if you can nail these 4 sounds, you've basically got the R inside of words completely handled. And you know what? There's even more good news. There are actually 2 ways you can make these sounds, and they're both totally correct. The first way is to preload the R, which means the tension of the R is already there while you're making the vowel sound. It becomes one single unified sound. The other way is to just say the vowel normally and then smoothly blend into the R. Native speakers do both all the time, so you can just choose whichever one feels easier and more natural for you. Okay, we're at our final section. We're going to look at the quiet but super powerful way the R sound influences the consonants that come right before it. This is the subtle stuff, but it's what really makes your speech sound authentic. Let's take a word like water. So many people have trouble with this one. But why? Well, it's because that upcoming R sound is already pulling the tongue backward. That means the little tap sound for the D, the flap, doesn't happen right up behind your teeth like a normal D would. Nope, it happens a little further back on the roof of your mouth, just before the tongue fully pulls back into that ER shape. Listen, water, water. That tiny shift in placement makes all the difference in the world. Okay, here's another one you've probably heard. Whenever you have a T sound right before an R, like in the word train, that R posture often causes the T to sound a lot more like a ch sound. Listen closely to a native speaker say it. Train often sounds a lot like train. It's just a natural shortcut our mouths take when preloading the R. And believe it or not, it can get even more complicated. Take a cluster like stir in the word street. That powerful preloaded R can actually cause the T to become a che and the S to become an SH sound. So the word street can come out sounding like street or even street. It's wild, right? It just shows how much of a bully this one R sound is. It totally bosses around all the other sounds in the word. So, what's the big takeaway here? Mastering the American R isn't about some weird, isolated tongue trick. It's about understanding the fundamental mouth posture of American English and learning how to build the R from that home base. And that leaves us with one final, pretty exciting question. We've just seen how this one single idea can completely unlock the R. So what other difficult sounds could it transform for you? Think about it. Keep practicing, and we'll see you next time.